Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and for this week's video I am going to have a catch up with you guys and just talk about everything you guys wanted me to talk about, since I did put a question box on Instagram on my story asking you if you want me to discuss anything. If you haven't followed me on Instagram yet, this is my Instagram handle. I'm more interactive on Instagram. If you missed your chance of submitting a question, then just follow me, so if I do host a Q&A next time you wouldn't miss out. Okay, I have kind of categorize all your submission into different categories, and we have around 5 categories to talk about. So the first thing I want to talk about is, I guess, the most current and relevant thing, which is the pandemic, living abroad and lockdown, and just my mental health, all that. Just coping as an international student far away from my family during a pandemic. I think this is something that a lot of you guys resonate with, since I know a lot of people that watch my channel are also international students, are also studying abroad, and is facing obviously the COVID-19 situation. I guess I'll talk about living abroad during pandemic. This is difficult because I need to take care of myself. I need to really be independent in everything I do. It really differs from just being at home in Hong Kong during a pandemic. When I'm in the UK, I just feel like it's me against the world, but when I'm at home, it's just, I feel such good support from my family. My mom cooks for me every day. She cares about me. But here, obviously, I still call them, but it's just different. However, I'm really lucky to have my boyfriend with me in the UK, which really helps like so much. I can't even express how much he helped me throughout this just journey, just settling in the UK and everything. And he has given me so much support and made me feel really happy, and just felt like I found a second home in the UK. Obviously, not everyone is in a relationship. I'm not saying that you have to be in a relationship to find a sense of reassurance. What I'm trying to say is find people to connect with around you. I think people has such a big impact in your mental health that I don't even know until I left the people that I was so reliant on, which is my family, that I obviously took advantage of, that I didn't know that they meant so much to me after I left. And especially during the second UK lockdown, which I'll talk more about later. Now I have a lot more time in my room just doing nothing, because obviously I have a lot of things to do. Like I have my schoolwork, I have my dissertation, but I just can't work on it all the time. So there are always times where I just feel like I don't want to do schoolwork, but I have nothing to do. That's what I meant, where I have nothing to do, but even though I do have things to do, if you get what I mean. Just connect with your flatmates and just build a relationship with them. I think it's so important just to be open about how you feel, just communicate about how you feel. That really helps with your mental health. Just talking about it, even if you are alone, just talking to yourself alone about how you feel will open up new way of thoughts, and it will make you feel better. In a nutshell, just make connections with people around you where possible. Obviously, now it's harder to make new friends, so just cherish the friends you already have and build a deeper connection with them. If you do live alone in the studio, I know that will be specifically hard for you since you are in a space by yourself. I guess in that time you have to find some hobbies to do along with your university work, obviously, where time will go by faster. Meet up your friends outdoor, go to a park, go watch the sunset together, do fun things outdoor, because that is feasible. Even if you live in the studio, you can still connect with your friends. If you think you don't have friends, please don't think that. You surely do have friends. Just reach out to a person that you had connection with. I'm pretty sure the person would be more than happy to reconnect with you. So there are always way around things, and even though we are all in a really tricky situation, we all have a different circumstance in this lockdown, we all have our personal struggles. I think we can all manifest happiness through connection with other people. I think that's the biggest thing for me personally. Lockdown fitness motivation. I love the gym. If you couldn't tell, I love powerlifting, and having the gym closed during lockdown is definitely a roadblock for my progressive overload and just my journey in lifting heavy. I can't do anything about it, so I basically motivate myself to just work out in my room, do some HIIT workout. I normally just lay out a yoga mat and just smash out like a HIIT workout or a bodyweight workout at home. Follow like YouTube fitness influencers, since I personally think that if you see a person working out with you, you feel way more motivated. I do prefer just pop on a video and just follow on a video workout, since there are so many resources now in this era of age, I think working out at home is definitely feasible. Just imagine having a lockdown like 50, 60, 70 years ago. I think it will be so much worse than a lockdown right now. So I feel like we should all shift our perspective and just look at how much advantage we have right now compared to before, and just be grateful about it. Appreciate the little things in life that we often take for granted. So for example, internet, YouTube, and everything that could help us and motivate ourselves to continue to stay on track with our fitness goal. Next thing I will talk about is my dating life, since there are so many questions about it. How did you and your boyfriend meet? By the way, you are so cute together, and all that is so sweet. Thank you so much. My boyfriend and I, we met via a pre-drink. Honestly, it's not romantic at all. We just have mutual friends and we clicked. Well, we didn't really not like a love at first sight kind of thing. Didn't really thought that we would date. I just thought, oh, he's pretty chill, he's a good person to talk to, and he's like the person that was in the pre-drink that was the most, I guess I clicked the most with. So I talked to him a lot throughout that night when we first met, and then we added each other on Snapchat, and then we just started talking, and then that was the time where I went back to Hong Kong for Christmas as well. But then we kept talking to each other, and then just one thing led to the other, and now I am in love with him, I guess. Love is weird, but I guess that's how we met. What to do during Christmas? Well, this year's Christmas, this is a bit different since I am not going back home this year's Christmas. If I do go back to Hong Kong, I need to self-isolate in a hotel for 2 weeks prior to seeing my parents, so I don't really see the point of doing that. My Christmas holiday is like 3 weeks long, so what's the point of traveling 12 hours on a plane to not see my parents and to self-isolate in a hotel for 2 weeks? I think this year's Christmas, I'm going to just stay at my boyfriend's. I have Christmas with him and his family, which I'm really excited. I am a Hong Konger, and Christmas is never a big thing for me. We're more a Chinese New Year family, and I'm really interested to see what a British household would celebrate Christmas through. And even though this year's Christmas will be different, you can't go to pubs and just have a nice Christmas dinner outside, but I'm still really excited. Yeah, obviously I'm devastated that I couldn't go back home, but I just try to always see everything in the positive light, which is naive to an extent, but it just makes me happier. I'm just trying to be grateful for everything I have, instead of just pondering on the fact that I can't see my parents. I'm just looking forward to just immersing myself in another culture and spending Christmas in a way that I've never done before. I guess my dating life is just quite good since it is lockdown. Literally, he's the only person I have right now, so there really isn't much to talk about, but I'm really grateful to have him around. Okay, next one, let's talk about staying productive during lockdown. I personally have struggled with that. Right now, I am struggling to continue writing my literature review for my dissertation along with my master's application. There is a lot of work on my shoulders and a lot of things that I need to do that I can't really juggle well, let's put it that way. I need to just prioritize everything, which is something that I'm trying to work on so hard. Therefore, I've been writing everything down in my planner. This is something that I just find works for me so well ever since first year of university. I wake up every morning, I write down everything I need to do that morning. I split a task into small, feasible task instead of one big task. For example, I wouldn't just write work on literature review. That is really vague and it doesn't really give me specific motivation to work on anything. Instead, I would say finish analyzing the power of Instagram, which is one of my paragraphs for my literature review. I feel like writing small specific goal down would help to motivate you so much better. Staying productive, obviously just plan your week, write down daily goals, plan big goals, write down small goals, and just write everything down. I am definitely a planner person. I prefer this over a Google Calendar. I just like writing it down. It's really satisfying if you're able to take things off. You just feel a lot more accomplished. Keeping up with assessment and projects and tests and everything. Okay, I feel you so much. I just feel like this year is extra stressful since you have so much time in your hands. You don't really spend time going out anymore. There's more pressure for you to finish your schoolwork. All in all, same advice, just write everything down. Write all your deadlines down so you can see the year in a full picture and just know how much time you have until your deadline. Plan everything and just do it. Honestly, just do it. The only person that could motivate yourself truly is yourself. So just start doing it, because we all gotta start somewhere, and if you don't start, you will never finish. So just start, just write your first sentence, and other ideas will come along. Honestly, wish everyone the best of luck with all your assessments, since this year is a weird year and we are all dealing with unforeseen circumstances. Hey everyone, I am currently editing my video right now, and I realized one of my footage, the beginning part, got completely cut off. I just want to put you guys into context. I was talking about budgeting. I don't know what I talked about, but it's probably nothing that important that I need to fill it in. But just to let you know, my camera probably glitched and didn't catch the beginning of my footage, and that's why I started mid-sentence. So yeah. So I never have to budget, since I'm never running out of money, if that makes sense. What makes me being self-controlled is I always ask myself if I need this when I buy anything. Even like in the shops, online, grocery shopping, this question goes through my head every time I pick up a product. If I need it, then I'll buy it. But if I want it, then I wouldn't, because it's not a necessity. So I try to just buy necessities that I need and how urgent and how much I need it. So most of my university spendings are on food right now, since there's no entertainment, you don't really go out anymore. But in the past year, it's mostly revolved around food and going out and just going, like, entertaining myself. So like movie theater, bowling, because those are necessities. Sometimes you do need to take care of your mental health too. You do need time to have fun, and I don't mind spending some money on that. And right now, I just try to exercise more and just find a hobby, which is knitting, and that is not very spendy. Both of them doesn't really need a lot of money. One thing my boyfriend does himself, I hope he doesn't mind me sharing, but he limits himself to spend X amount of money every single week, I think. No, every single month. After every single month, he has a fresh like X amount of money to spend, which I think is a good way to monitor your expenses and a good way to stop yourself from spending over your budget. A story about cultural gap that you have faced here. I am really lucky because I blended in very well. Everyone was really welcoming in my first year up to like right now I'm a third year student. I've made lifelong valuable friends from all different cultures, not only like British people. In terms of cultural gap, I think the biggest one is just the use of vocabulary and languages. Like this is something that my boyfriend always just mocks me about when I use my American English vocabulary. So for example, saying zucchini over courgette or eggplant over aubergine, or like trash over bin. It's just, this is like the cultural gap that I face, which is quite minimum and it's funny, it's nothing serious. I don't think anything big shocked me. I guess another thing is just food and the weather. Those are innately something that I just can't really adapt to, since I've been living in a place where the weather is completely different from the UK for my entire life, basically before university. So really need to get used to the cold, get used to the food here, since I love British food, but obviously I do miss my mom's cooking sometimes, and I do try to replicate my mom's cooking, which never turned out well. But I just try to cherish all the new culture findings I discovered through my university year. So instead of seeing it as a cultural gap, I see it as a way to explore and learn more and appreciate a different culture that I've never had an exposure to. Okay, last thing I want to talk about is, also racism in university. This is linking back to the cultural and everything. I think racism should not exist in university. In a higher education institution, there should never be any traces of racism. We are all highly educated pupils, and we definitely should know better than to judge a person by their pigmentation of skin. That is just stupid. I would say there might be some traces of racism in the city of Sheffield. I personally have never encountered any university racism. That's why I said that racism should not exist in university. Since I have high hopes with all my friends and all the university students, I know they are good people and they wouldn't be racist, even though there might be some people that are like biased towards their own culture, and that could be a slight racism, but nothing severe that you would feel like you felt super excluded or felt super discriminated. I've never had an experience like that, and none of my friends have ever had a racism encounters. Like all of my friends, all of my international student friends, they love University of Sheffield since we're such an inclusive and supportive community. But I can't speak for the city of Sheffield since there are a lot of different people in Sheffield, and including some ignorant people. I talked more about my racism encounters in another video of mine, which I'll put a card up there, where I really talked in depth of all of my racism encounters and how I dealt with it. So just watch that video because I think I explained it better over there. Last thing I want to talk about is food. It's diet and food. Okay, so being in the UK is really easy to be a vegetarian slash vegan. Me myself, I stick with a vegetarian diet, but I don't want to call myself a vegetarian since I still would eat meat when I have a chance to. I'm a person that would choose to not eat meat, but when it's offered to me, I would still eat it. Because of the UK, I've turned more lenient towards the vegetarian lifestyle, which means that it is pretty easy to be a vegetarian in the UK. Sainsbury's, which is my to-go supermarket, has an amazing selection of a vegetarian and vegan aisle where they sell solely vegetarian vegan product, a wide range of vegetarian vegan product which you could choose from, which I find so encouraging to people that are veggies, since it is so accessible and it is not that expensive as well, since normally in Hong Kong veggie food are more expensive since they are less high in demand. Most people in Hong Kong are not vegetarian, so vegetarians are more expensive since they produce less of them. But in the UK, I think it's a very fair price and definitely is not difficult trying to be a vegetarian. I guess that kind of sums up my diet. What is my favorite to-go snack? One thing I don't really do a lot is I don't snack a lot since I like to eat big meals and just don't snack in between. But if I do like to snack, I really like to eat hummus with anything. I love hummus. That is my to-go snack. So hummus with like, I don't know, bread, hummus with rice crackers, hummus with carrot, celery, etc. Like I love hummus. I could just eat hummus out of a jug. That could be my snack. I also really like cheese. I like just snacking on cheese. Cheese is great, even though it's not that healthy and I shouldn't have a lot of cheese, but I couldn't help it. I love cheese. Yeah, I don't really snack on like the normal snacks like Doritos or like chips or like biscuits. I like snacking on cheese and hummus. That is my to-go snack. Last question I want to talk about is Netflix. I've just finished watching The Queen's Gambit on Netflix and it is amazing. That is a show that I just watched because I have nothing else that I wanted to watch, and it was #1 ranking in the UK, so I was just like, I'm gonna give it a shot. The only bad thing about that show is one episode is like an hour long, which takes up a lot of the time in my day, but then I thoroughly enjoyed this show. The character is so nicely portrayed. I love the main character, which, what's her name? Beth Harmon. Her look, her hairstyle, it's just perfect. And another thing I like to watch on Netflix is just South Park. I think South Park is just so funny, so light, and it's rude. It's very controversial, but I really like to watch it when I don't know what to watch and it's really short. So yeah, that is really it. I don't really watch that much shows on Netflix because I prefer YouTube over Netflix, since I think YouTube videos are shorter and it doesn't take that much time off my day. So yeah, last show that I finished was The Queen's Gambit, and Emily in Paris is a good show too, but I don't really want to recommend it since it's just not that good, but I just love the plot since it's really easy to follow and it's just a show that you could binge and finish in a day kind of show. Alright, I think I answered most of your responses on my Instagram story, except for a few. Okay, I will answer a last one. Life after university. I am currently in the process of applying to masters. What I'm gonna do after university is continue my higher education, get a master's degree, and I don't think I'll pursue a PhD, but I will work after my master's. That is my plan so far. So right now my focus is all on application and my dissertation, which is super stressful, but yeah, that is a great way to end my catch up, I guess. Not really, no. I don't really like to talk about university work because it's just so stressful, especially when you're in the 3rd year and you have to get a good grade for me to get into any masters in the first place. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this mini chat with me, this one-way conversation. Well, it's two-way since you gave me some responses which I respond to. So it's technically two-way. But I hope you enjoy this sit-down chat. I sometimes do talk really quickly, so apologies in advance. I get excited when I talk and I talk really quickly. So happy that you came to the end of the video. If you watched to the end, holy, you are a star. I don't know how you could stand me talking for so long. So comment down below your favorite color if you watched till the end, so I know who's the real deal right here. I feel like no one's gonna comment their favorite color. It'll be really awkward. But I'll see you guys next week. I'm still trying so hard to keep up with my YouTube uploading schedule since right now there's so much work for me to do, but I still try to find time to do YouTube because this is something that I really like to do and it makes me happy. So I see this as one of my hobby as well, and just to keep my mental health on track. Anyway, I ramble a lot, so I will end the video here. I hope you guys have a good morning, good evening, good night whenever you're watching this video. And that's it. Bye.